This is Philip White with Points of Access, and today we're briefly covering some of the accessibility issues in Portfolium. Okay, I am going to show you visually first before I start using JAWS and showing you how these things are inaccessible. And remember that I also tested with NVDA, and then I went to the Macintosh and used VoiceOver. So I found the same problems in any browser, and it didn't matter which screen reader I used. So these issues are going to show up. The first one was I wanted to change my photo. So when I'm here on my photo and I click change picture here, it gives me this modal. Now this modal is a window that's popping up over top of the content of the web page behind it. And you know it's not developed well when you can hear all the content in the background. So when I came to add a resume and I clicked on browse your files, instead of hearing these links or these controls, what I actually heard was the content here in the background, like edit the overview and public speaking, PowerPoint, and all this. I heard all these other elements in the background of the modal. And so those are the things that you are going to have to be aware of. At the end of this video, I will show you a workaround for getting content in here. So let's look again at add a resume, and we click browse your files, and you see I want to be able to pull the files from a certain location. And the same thing happens with these others if you want to drop in a file here. However, the others give you a title and a description, and so you can at least get content in these fields, but you're just not able to browse your files. You see, you get the modal again. Those are the issues that I have found, and let's look at them with JAWS now. So we're going to go over some of the issues that I've run into when using Portfolium with screen readers. And the first one I want to show you comes up when you try to add your resume here on this screen. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the controls.
Philip White vertical.
I'm going to go to the controls here.
JAWS version 2019.
And so the control that I'm looking for is add your resume. So I'll press A.
A. Add project button. 9 of 67. A. Add a new. A. Add a resume section button.
Okay, so I'm now at the add resume section, so I press enter.
Enter. Add a resume section button. To activate, press space bar. Add a resume section.
And it says press space bar, so I do that.
Space.
And now
upload resume dialog.
This is the first modal, and it's telling me to upload my resume, and I can then press the tab key until it says browse your files.
Close button. Upload resume. Add a resume to your profile. Drop a file or browse your files. Supported file type :PDF.
Okay, so this should be the trigger to get me to where I can upload content, but instead it actually takes me to another modal, so I press spacebar.
Space.
And here's the modal that I'm having trouble with. Let's see what we can find as far as controls. And the controls that I get here are controls that are actually behind the modal. And let's see what happens when I look at headings.
Escape. To act. JAWS version 2019-1909-28 ILM. Escape. To activate.
It took me to the heading, upload a resume. And let's see what I get for links.
Links list dialog. Links list view. Help desk.
The only link that I get to is the help desk. And if someone were to trigger that, they would be taken to an article about this content. However, what I really want is to be able to click on
Escape to
upload file, and it doesn't seem to exist here. So if I press the tab key,
upload resume. Add a resume to your profile. Drop a file or browse your files. Supported file type :PDF. docx button to activate.
Now, I don't know if this is actually the button. Let's press tab again and see what we can actually hear.
Help desk link.
Okay, so it went back to the help desk.
Upload resume. Add a resume to your profile. Drop a file or browse your files. Supported file type :PDF.
So it seems to me that actually what I'm hearing is the previous. I'm hearing this. I'm hearing this screen right here. So when I get to this,
Upload resume dialog. Upload resume.
it's actually reading the content behind there, and I can't actually trigger this. And that's a real problem.
Arrow. Philip White vertical bar Portfolium.
Okay, so the next thing I'm going to look at is a workaround for putting content into the portfolio. Since it's difficult to add a resume or use those modals for adding the resume, you might find this workaround is useful for your students who are using screen readers. So what I was able to do is I was able to find that if I tabbed
Views. This tap. Edit. Save it. Edit cover photo. Profile link.
and get to profile and then go to portfolio
Portfolio link.
and then press enter,
Enter.
you'll see that there's all this content that you have to go through to get to add a new project. So this button doesn't seem to be a link or a heading, and it is a control, so we can use that.
List 1 list view. Search A. Add project button. 9 of 53.
So it is a control, and I press enter.
Add project button. To activate. Enter. Arrow. Title edit.
What you're going to do is you're going to teach them to use the control, and then instead of going through the normal path to adding a resume, they're just going to write resume.
Project strength 7%. Attachments showcase artifacts and work samples.
And you get to this upload files, and you can press enter. Find your resume, of course, and then I press enter.
Upload files .pdf, .doc, .xls, .p. Warning uploading or resume. Look space. Add project.
You finish the process by clicking publish. Now that actually wasn't a resume that I uploaded,
Project
so
strength 17%.
it's going to look pretty strange as a resume, but that's the workaround that I figured out on how to get your content uploaded. You have to go over here to the projects and add the documents in as projects. Now of course the system is not set up to do that, but for someone who's blind and is using a screen reader, this is the only way that I could find to upload content. Thanks for watching today's episode on the accessibility of Portfolium. This has been Philip White with Points of Access.